You sit.
What?
I have such a bad habit of never waiting until Sabrina sits down to start talking.
She's like, I'll wait till you sit down, and then she's like, hey guys, what's up? How are you doing
I just
today?
got so excited. I don't know. Yeah, it's on. You're
Too
over
fun.
here seeing if there's like an on button.
Is there not?
No.
Oh.
You can just see right there if you're talking or not. Hey guys, look, we're matching today.
Basically, Tati comes over,
Uh-huh.
and then I change into what she's wearing.
Should we
I was
just-
wearing a sundress before this.
You were on a totally different
I was on
vibe
a
than
natural vibe. I don't even have earrings on once
Oh my
again
God.
or mascara.
me. Okay, let's do fit checks. Let's do
Okay.
fit checks. All right,
Okay.
so, we talked about rebrand. Trying to do something that makes me feel happy, so I just put this on.
Denim little up
Jumpsuit.
jumpsuit,
It's a little big
shorts.
for me, but I'm not mad at it.
I kind of vibe with it.
Yeah, I like the oversized. And then I got these Air Force Ones and this cute little hat
Mm-hmm.
that I bought for a friend, but I'm keeping it for myself.
And if your friend's watching this, and her name starts with B,
It might be
it's
you.
coming to you in a few months.
Yeah, I just, had to wear it.
Okay, I am wearing
Fit check.
these overalls. And then my shirt, it has a little flower, and then it says girl power. And then my new shoes. I just got these shoes.
Do you want to talk about what led you to buying those shoes?
Instagram!
No, not Instagram.
Oh.
What happened the other day? A moment of weakness.
Okay. I'm coming back. I just had to get earrings.
We're on different vibes also. Drinks.
We've also kind of had like a similar day where we've just like spent the whole day in bed.
Yeah, I had I don't know if this is like things people talk about on podcasts, but I had such terrible cramps earlier today.
Yeah.
I genuinely was like, I can't do anything today. I'm just going to lay in bed. And then I realized that by laying in bed, I was really just sabotaging myself. So I got out of bed.
Yeah, when I worked at the spa, they would always say like exercise and walking around like really helps cramps because your muscles are really tense, but when you like stretch or do exercise, like
Yeah.
they expand.
Dude, who wants to exercise when they're on their period?
Literally,
So-
I was telling Tati earlier that when I would work, like that would always be my excuse. Like if I wanted to leave work, I would just be like, oh, like tell my manager that I just started my period and I just bled all over myself because it's the best excuse. Like first of all, they're like grossed out about it, especially if it's a guy. They're already uncomfortable. They already want you to go home. And then like you can come in the next day.
I just
You know
can't
what I mean?
imagine myself saying that to one of my bosses. Like, I don't know what it is about. I'm on my period and I bled all over myself. That makes me...
No, you have to say like, oh my God, I just got my period. Like it just like came right now and I have really bad cramps. I can barely walk and I just bled all over myself and I don't have any other clothes.
I wonder how common that is of an excuse to
It's
use.
the best excuse to
Okay,
use.
I'm just going to look it up because I feel like I've never really heard it. Okay, look at me looking up Mormon underwear.
Mormon underwear.
in case you guys didn't know, apparently Mormons wear special underwear.
All the time.
I think it's like part of a ceremony thing, but why during the ceremony?
Bro, I need to wear some Mormon underwear to get lucky.
Does that mean you're lucky?
I think like you wear the underwear so you can like get lucky.
I think you wear the underwear because they're like on a pilgrimage or something. Okay, I'll just read what it says. It's a temple garment, so they wear it when they're in temple.
Oh, I thought you meant the period, like people with their period at work.
Okay, we can go back to that conversation. Sorry, I was just looking. I wanted to see is your period a good excuse to leave work?
It's honestly the best excuse, ladies. Just
Okay.
use it. Honestly,
I'm not saying not doing it. I'm just very curious if it's common for people to say that.
I'm kind of in a weird mood right now. Like, I just been sleeping. I did not sleep well. Like, I kept waking up, like, every hour. But I think it's because, like, I drank and smoked last night. So I just, like, didn't have a good sleep. And then I woke up, like, at 8. And then I just, like, kept falling back asleep until, like, 2. And I just ate, like, breakfast potatoes. I made them. And then I went back to bed.
Dude, you actually made like a whole breakfast though. And
Just potatoes.
yeah, I'm looking it up and
That's-
it's not that common.
It's a good
It just says to say personal illness, but not to get too into the details.
I feel like it's so crazy to think about. Like, I would fully go to work, like, sick. And I would tell my managers, like, I'm sick. Like, I
Oh,
have
yeah.
a fever. Like,
Right.
I'm sneezing, I'm coughing. Especially I would work at restaurants. And then all they would say is, like, are you throwing up? Okay, then you can't go home. And don't cough on the customers. And I would be serving, like I literally would hold
Are
my
you
cough in.
serious?
Dude, yes, even, like, I was looking at my Snapchat memories in December, like at the end of December, and I remember I was really, really sick. Like, I don't know if it was COVID or what.
Probably.
But I was working at this place. If you've ever heard of Rover, it's like a dog walking app, but I wasn't walking the dogs. I was like interviewing people for the company.
You were training other people, right?
Yeah, I was like training people in San Francisco. They're based in Seattle, and I was their San Francisco rep. So I was meeting with like maybe 50 people a week.
Holy fuck, that's a lot of people.
During that time, like, I feel like I could have got COVID, you know? Like,
and in San Francisco,
and then got sick,
for sure, yes.
And then I was really sick, and I remember being at work and, like, having a full fever. Like, I couldn't stop, blowing my nose.
Dude, I remember really you telling me this.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me, like, I'm so sick at work, like, so sick. Should I just leave or something like that?
In between clients, I would put my head down and fall asleep. And then I'd be like, tell the receptionist, like, just tell me when someone's here because I'm so sick. But it's so insanity to think that, like, we would go to work like that.
Right? Yeah, well.
Like, I was probably a super spreader.
Yeah, because, like, COVID aside, everything is kind of a viral infection, like a cold, a flu, that's all contagious. The flu still kills people, and it's crazy that even if it didn't kill people, you're still making all these other people sick just because the company doesn't want you to stay home sick.
Yeah, like, I feel like I'm hoping, like, in the future, like, after COVID or whatever, like, it's taken a little bit more serious, like, when people want to stay home from work because they're sick. Like, I feel like before it was, like, if you're not, like, throwing up, if you're not, like, like, going to the hospital, and you had to, like, get a hospital note to, like, go back to work. Or, like, and it's just, like, bro, if I have a cold, like, it can be caught so quickly. And then, like, what are the benefits of, like, me going in and getting everyone else sick and then they can't go in? Like,
well, also now working from home is a thing, so I feel like if you're at the point where you have mild symptoms, but you're not necessarily dying, you know, you can just say, hey, I'm not feeling too well, I don't want to put others at risk, I'm going to be online today.
Yeah, I really hope, because, I mean, I usually get sick, like, before COVID, like, 2 times a year, typically, like, my immune system is really weak, so honestly, I just hope one day, like, it's more understandable to just be like, I'm not going to come into work because I'm sick.
I think it is, but now it's like a different story. Like, you know, before you would just call in sick when you're feeling a little down or you need a personal day and stuff, and I feel like now it's like, if you call in sick, everyone at work's going to be like, oh, she has COVID.
That's why the period excuse would work even better. If you think you might have COVID, but you don't want to, like, stir up drama, just say you got your period, and then just be like, okay, I'm going to go get tested, you know?
But that's also the thing is, like, some places just don't care.
Yeah.
You know, they'll be like, go get a rapid test right now and then come in
literally,
if you can.
Yeah.
Why is it like that? Like, rapid tests aren't even that good. Like, there's so many false negatives. And you know what's crazy? Curative. The Dodger Stadium thing.
The one that I've been getting for 10 months.
So, Sabrina goes almost every week to get tested, and she goes to Dodger Stadium because it's pretty close to her apartment. And I personally have never gone to Dodger Stadium, not because of anything against it, but because across the street from my job there's Expo Park, and I would go there, or I would go to an urgent care. Yeah. So I never went to Dodger Stadium, but a lot of people did. Like, my friends all go there. My boyfriend would go there.
Because it's, like, you can drive through, and it's just, like, it's free, and they, like, it's one of the biggest, or it was one of the biggest testing sites.
It's also convenient. It's fast.
It's, like, central in LA, like, if you live in Pasadena. I live, like, 5 minutes from Dodger Stadium, so it's literally, I would just go, like, and get tested.
So I guess the test that they were administering, which honestly I did think was a little weird. I don't want to be that person, but it was weird that they'd make you cough because I've never heard of that anywhere else.
It's just to get your saliva up.
I understand.
Well, I've always got negative tests, but, like, I also never had COVID.
Yeah. I understand, but, like, the coughing thing is a little weird because everyone else would just, like, why do you have to cough to get your saliva up when they can just do a mouth swab or a nose swab, you know? Like, that's just a common thing. And apparently it's, like, that test was only supposed to be used on people that had symptoms and were symptomatic, not asymptomatic.
Oh, yeah. When I would, like, say that I wanted to get tested, like, when I would register, then it would say, like, which symptoms did you have? And I always just put, like, I have a headache and stuff. But I honestly, like, even that urgent care that you go to is, like, sketch, too. Like,
yeah, because it's a rapid test.
Yeah. So, like, okay, can I give you guys an example of, like, rapid tests? Yeah. So, my roommate, I think we talked about this when I was, like, staying at my mom's and stuff. So, she was exposed on Monday, and then she went Tuesday to get tested, and she came back negative. She went Thursday, the test was negative, and then she was like, okay, like, maybe I didn't get it. I slept with my boyfriend, but maybe, like, by some chance I didn't get it.
I think it's also important to note that the person who she's exposed to had symptoms as well, and people that he had been around had symptoms. So there was a lot of people who got sick.
Yeah, so she was like, okay, but maybe I just didn't get it. Mm-hmm. But that Thursday night, after she got 2 negative tests, she was, like, started to lose her sense of taste and smell. Yeah. And then she was like, what the fuck? Like, so she went again on Friday to the same place, and then they told her, oh, like, your test results from yesterday were actually negative. Like, we're actually positive. Mm-hmm. And we just accidentally told you the wrong thing. Yeah. Like, it was just updated in our system wrong, and you were actually positive, like, since Thursday, you know? Right. So she did have it. So I feel like, I don't know, this is reminding me of, like, influencers who are like, well, we did a rapid test, it's just, like, you could literally, like, people go fly on a plane, and then the next day they're like, oh, yeah, I just flew from this place.
But I was negative.
Yeah, but I was negative. And it's just, like, it's really sketch. Like,
Also, I do want to talk about something. Like, okay, the place that I've been going to for my COVID test was an urgent care that took my insurance, and I was lucky enough to be able to go there because my insurance covered it. And you have to have, like, you know, pretty decent insurance to go there. So I'd been going there since August of last year. Like, before testing was really, like, common and people were doing it more often.
Mm-hmm. But can I say something? Yeah. But also our friend worked there, so, like, maybe Sky didn't go to the exact one that she worked at, but she went to the same company. Mm-hmm. So, like, we kind of would know her brother or her were, like, doing the test. Yeah. Like, processing the results.
Exactly. And anytime you go somewhere that's an urgent care, obviously you have to make sure that they take your insurance. And I knew that some of my friends' insurances weren't being accepted there because it was like Medi-Cal or whatever. But I had always been careful enough to ask them, like, oh, do you take my insurance? And they're like, yes, what kind is it? I tell them, they're like, yeah, we do take it. And so come December, I had gone maybe 6 or 7 times. Like, one time I even went back to back because I was, like, really paranoid. I was like, because I knew about getting 2 tests instead of getting 1 if you really wanted, like, an accurate one.
Especially with the rapid test.
Exactly. And so I got a letter in the mail, and it was like, oh, we need more information from you. If you don't send us more information in 30 days, we're going to bill you. And it's like $250 per test.
Each time.
Yes, and this letter.
It's a couple grand right there.
Dude, and this letter was from my test, the first test I went to in August. They had barely started processing my August test.
Have you gotten any of the other?
Yeah, so I got 2 after that, and I was, like, starting to freak out because I was like, oh my god, this letter is dated November, but it's postmarked in December, and I have 30 days from when? From November or from December? And I'm like, I don't want to get billed because once you get billed, it's hard to fight those things off. Yeah. So I would call, and it was during the holiday season, and they'd put me on hold, or they'd send me to voice message, and I would email them, but then they would call me, and I'm like, oh my god, I have no time to talk to you guys. Yeah. So finally the other day, I was like, I need to just get this figured out, because it's almost 30 days since the first postmark. And then they were like, call your insurance, like, you just need to talk to your insurance. I'm like, okay, call my insurance. My insurance is like, oh, we just wanted to know if you have another insurance. We'll process it now. And I'm like, what the fuck?
What?
I'm obviously claiming this with this insurance for a reason. If I had another insurance, you could be able to find it from my...
Insurance companies are the biggest scammers in the whole world.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I thought coronavirus tests were supposed to be free, first of all.
And like they're funded by the bill, or what's it called?
The government.
Yeah, like the package or whatever.
Yeah, like the COVID bill that was passed a while ago. And I was just like, what the fuck? Are you serious? All of this trouble just for you guys to ask me if I have other insurance, and all I have to say is no, and then you can process it?
Can you tell them to, like, make sure they look at all the other ones that are coming in? Because you've already been there a million times.
Exactly. So. I've been there, like, 7, I don't know how many times. I've been there, like, at least 7 times. Yeah. And all of that just to answer one question, like, couldn't they have just checked my social security number? Yeah. What the fuck? Like, I was mad. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, the Dodger Stadium that we were talking about is now, like, a huge
They shut it down,
They shut it down, and now it's, like, a vaccine center, which is good if I can finally get a vaccine, but probably can't. I did just start a job this week, actually.
Very exciting.
I'm hoping through the job, maybe I can get the vaccine.
I was thinking that the other day, because I was like, now you're working, like, in the health field, and then you're probably next in line for, like, essential workers.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, maybe now, because they were, like, talking about it in the office, like, how the head doctor, so I got a job at a physical therapy office as doing, like, a marketing coordinator position.
Very exciting.
I know. You guys know my manifesting's been working. I've been talking about that the past couple weeks, how I need a job, especially in my field. So, first job, post-grad vibes, but... whatever, the main doctor, was, like, talking about how he got the vaccine, and then his mom works there, and she's, like, older, and then they were saying, like, oh, maybe the other nurses and, like, the people who work here will get the vaccine, too.
I feel like you should be able to get the vaccine now. I'll take it.
Yeah. For sure.
Whoever in your office is like, no, I don't want it, I will literally go and pose
I'll
as them.
put in your name. Like, I don't care.
People, I don't get it. I know we've talked about this before. But I don't get the people that are like, there's a chip in it. Like, I'm not gonna get it. You're gonna grow an extra limb. And like, deadass, they're serious.
I don't even feel like we can get into that. Because it's really a lot. I feel a lot about this. But I feel like also we were talking about having our friend, the one who works at the place, like, come on and also talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, when I was like, someone was telling me, like, I'm not going to get it. And I was like, okay, I feel like I know everything I want to say, but I need some science backed. And that's like
okay. The only thing I want to say is just be careful of misinformation.
So much misinformation.
I saw the weirdest thing. It was like a girl who was clearly acting, and she's like on camera, like spazzing. She's like, this is because I got the vaccine. And she's like, meh. And I'm like, this is a joke. Like, do people actually genuinely believe this? And they did. There were so many comments. They're like, oh my God, you're in my prayers. You're in my prayers. I hope you're okay.
People want to believe hysteria. Like, stupid ass shit. Like, people want to be fucking, like, crazy. Like, they just, like, want a harder life. It's like, also the people who are most scared about the vaccine are least scared about COVID. It, like, doesn't make any sense.
It's
like,
so unfair. It's so unfair.
There's so many things that are just misinformation and just, like, he say, she say, and one person had this, and just a whole bunch of shit that was just twisted around.
I'm the kind of person that questions literally everything and anything, so I know people are going to be like, well, you're a sheep because you believe it. I'm like, no, actually, honey, like, I just do research.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Talk to your educated friends. Read on actual websites and not just, like, stupid-ass tweets and threads.
The thing is, education does not mean that you have a clear understanding of things, because look at all those people that stormed the Capitol. They were, like, doctors, children's physicians.
That's facts.
And I'm like, alrighty. Like, clearly having a degree means nothing when it comes down to education. It's really just what you want to believe.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, that was a good one. I almost threw up a little bit. Deadass. You don't do that?
Dude, those make me burp so much. Like, okay, also, I've just been having so many new things happen this week.
Wait, you should talk about your job a little bit more.
Okay. So, I was on the job hunt for, honestly, a while, but, like, you know, it's easy to get discouraged. You always hear from these jobs, oh, we love you. Like, I was going to a couple interviews, honestly, like a week. We love you. We'll hear back from you. And then you just, like, get ghosted. And you're like, bro, like, are you that unprofessional to just not send me a message?
They're supposed
like,
to send you
a message, like, sorry, we went with another, like, option or whatever. And, like, I understand that. But literally, I will check in with them, like, a few days later. Like, if you need any other information from me, like, just let me know. And then I just get ghosted. Like, I'm just like, bro, what? Like, just say we went with someone else. Like, that's fine. And then maybe I can ask a question, like, was there any other things that you were hoping? But this place, like, I was literally, like, not even telling anyone about. I didn't tell anyone that I went on the interviews. Like, I've been, like, trying this thing called, like, silent manifestation. Like, not, like, telling people about things until they're happening.
Right.
Because I feel like I've just been, like, saying too much and then it kind of jinxing it. But yeah, so it's been really good. It's pretty chill. Like, it's honestly really laid back. Yeah. But it's like a family business, which is nice. I'm the only, like, person doing the marketing, so I'm kind of like my own manager. I'm really appreciative to, like, get a job, first of all, during, like, these times, and also, like, get a job post-grad in my field.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, I kind of been thinking, like, a lot lately, like, before, like, I was getting some job offers, and then, like, they weren't happening, like I was saying. And I would, like, be so upset about it and just be like, oh, I'm never going to find anything. Like, maybe I should just, like, settle. Like, maybe do customer service again. Like, which I've already done. You know, I've been wanting something new.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, like, I got offered, like, a job at Square or whatever. And then, like, the lady kind of just, like, didn't ever get back to me. And I was, like, upset about it. And then I was thinking when I got this job, like, there's a reason why everything happens.
Right.
Like, where you're supposed to be will happen. And, like, even though shit, like, kind of sucks sometimes, like, when you get rejected or whatever, like, it's because you're not supposed to be there and something else is coming.
Yeah.
I mean, I've just had my first week, but I'm just trying to be positive about it.
But I also think, like, from what you've explained so far, the way the interview process went, the people that you're working with, it's a really good place to be in, especially like you said, during these times. It can, like, anything and everything is super stressful right now. So the job that you have sounds like it's really for you and made for you and has a lot of room for growth. So even though it sucks having to be so patient, like, I know you're not the most patient person.
Literally.
It all does happen for a reason. As cheesy as that sounds, I think it's so easy to be hard on ourselves, right? And like to overthink everything and to overthink rejection. But if something was meant for you, it's supposed to be meant for you. And what are you supposed to do when a job doesn't offer you the position, right? Like, that's out of your control. So when something is given to you, it's best to just be as positive as possible.
And it's so easy to be like, it's all me. Like, I don't have this experience, I don't have that. And like, to the point where I was thinking I need to apply to like lower positions and stuff, even like intern positions and stuff. And like, I was interviewing for intern positions, and then I was like, am I not even getting this? But now I have even like a better title that's going to get me like when I want to apply. Like, I don't want to stay at this place forever, obviously. So when I do want to, like, apply to maybe something more I would like to do, like, I'll have a better title on my resume. And it's honestly just about being patient. Like, literally, like, not beating yourself up and just keep trying. Like, I would be like, okay, like, once I graduated, I was like, okay, like, obviously I'm going to spend a lot of time applying for jobs. And then just, like, committing to time in the day to be like, okay, I'm going to apply to 3 jobs a day. And then just, like, hearing back, going on the interviews, you know, takes a long time, But,
dude, that's another thing. Persistence is key. I think it's something a lot of people are, like, not very good at. Like, not to call people out, but I'm kind of the same way. Like, it's so easy to get discouraged after one, but then also just be like, well, it's not working out, so I'm just going to, like, you know, take it down a notch. But I think a lot of it is, like, the hard work that goes behind applying to places, adjusting your resume, your cover letter, everything like that. All that stuff matters, even though it sucks because it's time-consuming and you never know what the outcome is. All of that stuff, like, that's you manifesting. Like, as much as manifesting a mood board and like manifesting things through meditation, like, you need to actually back that by your actions, and that's how you make things happen.
Like, manifestation is just like the thought process. Like, you have to actually do shit behind. Like, if you want anything to be done, you have to, like, put in the work. You know what I mean? Like,
a lot of people don't understand that, and then they get frustrated.
Especially, like, I don't know, after, like, a long time, like, I've worked a lot of jobs, and, like, I got my degree, like, when I was on the interviews, like, this whole January or since I've graduated, like, I kind of was like, what is all this hard work for? Like, nothing. Like, I was like, dude, what am I doing? Like, why did I do all of this? Like, I was having a lot of self-doubt and stuff. And then, like, when I was in the interview for this place, like, he asked me if I had my master's degree, and he was, like, really impressed with that. And I feel like at that point, I was like, oh, my God, like, finally, like, it kind of paid off. Like, I feel like, especially me from where I was in my bachelor's, like, when I graduated a year or so ago with my bachelor's degree, like, I would have never even been able to get this job. Like, I would have been so far behind because even, like, maybe I don't have that much work experience, but I have things to show through my degree. Like, I've taken marketing classes where I've created marketing plans, like, done a bunch of things in classes where I kind of have experience.
People also don't know that you can put your classes, like, specific classes on your resume. People like seeing the courses that you've taken because they're so specific to things that, like, that's something that counts as experience. So, like, let's say you've gone through your bachelor's and then your master's and you haven't had work experience related to your field, then you need to put in, like, oh, what kind of certificates did you receive in your class? What kind of work did you do? People, that counts as experience.
And even, like, your projects. Like, say if you even did, like, like, what I'm saying. Like, we had to create, like, a strategic marketing plan for a company. Like, that is work. Like, you've done a strategic marketing plan. Like, you know how it works. And you could even, like, reference back, like, the guy at this place, like, wants me to create one for him. And I've never done that for an actual... Or I have in my class for an actual company, but not somewhere I was working for. But I can reference back to that and be like, okay, this is how it was done. Like, I've had someone train me how to do this and stuff. So, for sure, using your college experience in the workforce. Like, I feel like I would always be like, shit, like, I don't know if I have that much experience, but honestly, manipulating your resume to be like, oh, I did kind of do this, now let me just run with it, is how, honestly, like, how I've been lately. I'm like, well, I mean, I did send out a few emails. Yes, I have done that. Like, you just, honestly, just have to make it sound good, and then figure it out as you go.
Okay, but yes, exactly. Most of the stuff you learn is in actual experience. Like, sure, school teaches you a lot, but, like, really... you learn everything in the field, and, like, the people who did your job, they know that because they've been doing it for years and years and years. But what you said earlier about, like, the place that you're applying to, like, maybe it isn't your dream job or whatever, not saying specific to your situation, but, like, whenever you're trying to get a job and, like, let's say you just graduated, like, apply to smaller places.
Yeah.
Apply to the places that'll give you the experience that you need on your resume to get to the place where you want to be eventually.
Like, this is, like, a family business
and stuff. And those are the best places to work at when you're just going out of, like, high school, college, whatever, because that's where you learn to do things on your own. Like, obviously, it'd be cool to work at, like, your dream place right out of college, but at that place, like, it's harder to grow, and it's harder to get to those levels where you want to be and get the
especially
title.
Without, like, the title on your resume.
Yeah.
Like, I was telling my therapist, and she, like, one thing she told me is, like, this isn't your last job, and, like, this isn't your only job. Like, you're gonna have a path of, like, maybe I'll be a marketing coordinator here, maybe I'll be, like, for a bigger company, you know, on a bigger salary or whatever. Like, it's gonna be a growth, and, like, maybe for a company in the future, this is gonna help me to get there.
Dude,
like,
yes.
I was saying that I worked at the spa, and, like, I never really thought about the experience I had at the spa, but that for sure, like, played a role in getting a job at a physical therapy place. Like, learning different techniques or learning different about the medical industry and stuff. Like, I never really thought about how I could apply that until I was applying, and I was like, oh, I guess I would write blogs for them. I guess I would do flyers for them, and then just kind of, like I said, running with it. But, I mean, I can't say that I didn't have so much fucking anxiety, like, especially during COVID. Like, I feel like this is going to be something that people are going to have to adjust to. Like,
what do you mean?
I'm used to staying home all day with my cats. Like, I literally was so sad leaving the cats. I was like, fuck, dude, like, I don't even want to go. Like, so, like I was saying, that social media intern position, like, wasn't paid, and they were, like, also telling me that they really liked me and stuff. I still haven't heard back from them, even though they said they were going to tell me on Wednesday. But whatever, besides the point. And I was thinking, like, fuck, maybe I should just take that position because it's work from home. And I had so much anxiety about going into the office and, like, socializing with people.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, that I was like, fuck it. Like, maybe I'll just take this one. But then I was like, bro, like, this is a better title and stuff. And, like, so much anxiety, like, from being home alone for such a long time.
I am very, very, very immune to being around other people.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very understanding of the situation that's going around the world, but I am around a lot of people every single day because of my job. So I kind of live in this bubble where it's like, not that it's non-existent because we are taking precautions, but I'm just used to being around people. And I forget that a lot of other people, and I'm reminded of this constantly because I do, like, when I go out to other places, I'm like, oh, whoa, like, everyone is working from home. Or, like, when I talk to other people that I'm working with at my job, they're, like, all working from home, and I'm like, oh, right, like, that exists. And it is weird talking to people, being around other people, and there's just, like, this
especially when you, like, I haven't worked since last March. Like, I lost both of my jobs, and, like, I was used to, like, being around people. Like, I said, like, I would interview, like, 50 people a week or whatever. And then, like, cut to me not working, not socializing, not being in, like, a work environment.
Also being home all the time. Because you're one of the people that actually does
and
stay home.
I have, like, a schedule. Like, I work out in the morning. Like, I literally hang out with my cats all the time. Like, I feel like I have separation anxiety when I was going to work. And this led me to, I was sitting in my car. I had 5 minutes to go into the job. On my first day
of work.
I was so nervous.
I will say, Sabrina's first time in LA traffic day to day.
Yeah, the job is, like, in Inglewood. So it's, like, 30 minutes. 20 minutes, depending on the time.
It's very new to you.
Yeah, like, so I had to drive to get there, and, like, I had to think about how nervous I was. So then I was like, fuck, like, I just felt crazy in my head, and I was like, okay, like, I just need to think something else. I got an email from Urban that there was 40% off the sale, and I literally spent $200 in 2 minutes. Like, I looked at that email at 8:25, and I had to be in by 8:30, and I just bought it. And I was like,
I know, I was like,
for those 2 minutes, I could think about something different, though. You know, I was like, fuck it. Like, I don't have to think about that.
Dude, retail therapy is so real. Like, I'm not even judging you right now.
And then I got these shoes that I'm wearing.
And they're super cute.
Okay, I do want to tell you something, but I don't know how I'm going to say it because I don't know if I should talk about it on the podcast yet.
Oh, my God. This always happens.
And then I end up just leaving it in. Okay,
so just say it then.
Okay, let me preface this.
I'm a little...
Preface? Preface?
Something like that. I'm a little nervous, though.
Oh, don't be nervous.
Is it about me?
No. Okay, so let me tell the camera. So, like, lately, I've been using my feet to my advantage. I'm going to say the PG version of the story, okay? That's all I'm going to say. Interpret it how you want. Okay, so whatever, this guy, like, he's kind of like a sugar daddy. I don't know. Okay.
He's ballin'.
Yeah, and he has been sending me copious amounts of money for me to send him pictures of my feet.
May or may not be doing that, you know?
Huh?
Theoretically.
Yeah.
Hypothetically.
Okay. Yeah, my feet. Only my feet. Okay, so then last weekend he like sent me money, and then I don't like condone. I don't know, dude. This is probably not good to say on live, but like I'm talking about my friend. Okay, whatever. So last weekend he was like, "Oh, look, I want more. Like I get paid Wednesday," and then Wednesday came, and I was like, where's this fool at? Like, he hasn't hit me up. I haven't gotten that Cash App alert yet.
You were like, come on, I just spent $200.
So then, like, yesterday, I was talking to my friend, and she was like, bruh, just message him. Like, and I was like, dude, where has he been? Like, he usually is pretty consistent. And then she was like, message him.
Oh, my God.
This is PG version of what I said, but she was like, message him saying like, oh, you just got your nails done yesterday. Let me know if you want to see it. So then
she said, tell him what's up.
Yeah, so then I was like, I just got my nails done yesterday. Like, let me know if you want to see it, quote unquote. And then
is that the PG version?
And then like 3 hours went by, and I didn't hear from him, and I was like, what the hell? Like, is this guy ghosting me? And then I unsent the message because I was like, bro, my fucking ego is hurt right now. And then I get a message right after I unsent the message saying, like, I saw your message earlier, but, like, someone in my family just died, so I just need time to, like, myself right now. But, like, I'll let you know.
How did I know that was going to happen?
Dude, it's, like, literally so embarrassing.
I either thought he was going to be, like, really sick or something happened in his life. Oh my God.
I was just like,
what did you say?
I was just like, oh, sorry for your loss.
You should have sent him something for free.
That's what I told Serena last night. I was like, dude, maybe I should just send him like to make him feel better.
You should have been like, I'm so sorry. I'll show you for free. Or not, don't say for free, but like, okay, I'm sorry. Here you go.
Hopefully like an IOU, you know?
You have to like stay on his good side. You're going to be employee of the month.
He replied. He was like, thank you. And I was like, okay, like literally so embarrassing.
Oh my God, dude.
Ladies, just send feet pics. Like, it's literally just
I think
get
you
your
should
coin.
Send him something for free.
I think I will today.
Yeah.
For funsies. Because I honestly, when I saw that, I literally was like, shut the fuck up. I was so embarrassed.
You start enjoying sending him pictures without money in return. He becomes your fucking boyfriend.
We start dating. I have no idea what he looks like.
Oh my goodness. I think it's fine to say that online. It's kind of common now.
Yeah.
I've been looking, like, not that I want to do this myself, but I've been looking at, like, what OnlyFans is and, like, why people make so much money, and I do find it very, very interesting.
He's, like, my private client, OnlyFans.
Yeah, because, like, OnlyFans, you can't control who... I don't think you can. I think anyone can purchase your thing, and you don't have to accept them, right?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure. Lately,
I've been thinking maybe I should be an OnlyFans girl, but this guy be hyping me up when he sends me money. When he sends me money, I'm like, okay, watch out. Like,
you shouldn't feel so guilty
that's
about
why I also,
money.
this week, like, I bought those new clothes because I was thinking, like, he said Wednesday he was going to send me money. So then I was like, shit, I could buy these clothes. You know what I mean?
That's why you messaged him. You're like, I need to make my money
back. Serena was like, bro, you just spent $200. You better go message this guy.
It's fine. It's not that much money. Don't feel guilty about spending it.
Yeah, whatever.
It's like a gift to yourself for graduating.
Yeah, me every week.
Don't do that.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, it's fine. But I was also going to say...
There's the ambulance.
I've just had a lot of new things happening this week.
You have had a lot of new things.
I went on a date last night.
That was, and
then he asked me where my podcast was, and I was like, oh, like,
how does he know about
maybe
your
you don't want to
podcast?
listen to it. We were like chatting about it.
Maybe we shouldn't talk about it then.
Maybe we shouldn't talk about him.
He's literally gonna watch this shit.
No, I didn't tell him what it was.
Okay,
he was asking me like, what's the name? And I was like, oh, like, don't worry about it. He's like, oh, I'd love to check it out, blah, blah. And I was like, but what if I want to talk about you?
You're so naive. You think he's not gonna find it?
I don't follow him on Instagram.
He'll find your Instagram.
I found his Instagram, but I look at it from my private account.
The fact that you found it somehow will link it back to him. You know how your phone suggests
he can
people
follow
to
me,
you?
but like,
yeah, you're the fucking.
He's for sure, but he's like a.
The podcast is in your bio.
Yeah. He's also gonna know about the feet pics.
He's gonna know about the feet pics.
Just the first date.
I think he'll be
okay, but this is all I wanted to say. Like, before I was talking about social anxiety, like going to work, but Can we talk about social anxiety going on a date for the first time in the pandemic?
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's like, oh, like, yeah, like, this shit feels weird. Like, I kind of forgot how to do this because I'm all by myself all the time. And I was like, bro, literally same.
That's kind of sweet, though.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of like a good trait for somebody to date in a pandemic, is someone who has also been at home being a good person.
Yeah, I think, like, I had to chat
That's
first.
kind of what I'm trying to say. Is like,
sure.
It's nice. Because, like, there's a lot of, like, you know what's really telling of a person right now if they're out and about and being douchebags. Like, I wouldn't want to date that person.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
How they treat COVID, you know? Like,
Exactly.
we went to get food and he had an extra mask. And I was like, all right, cool.
Oh, my God. I love that.
Because I forgot my mask.
Oh, my goodness.
Don't forget your
Well,
mask.
that's kind of dating in the pandemic 101. Like, take a mask.
I know. I got in the car and I was like, fuck, I forgot my mask. He's like, oh, I have some in the side. And I was like,
Ooh, he was like, I got a COVID kit in my car.
yeah, literally.
I'm like looking forward to him telling you, I watched your podcast.
I don't know, dude. He like also does sound.
Oh my God.
So like,
dude.
I was like, fucking, like if he listens to one of them where there's a little ticking or the echo is bad, like it's just gonna be embarrassing on me.
Dude, I know last week I was touching the mic a lot. I had no idea that I made all that noise.
Also, he said that he was okay because he was like, oh, like I'm about to start a podcast. He like does music and stuff, and he was like saying we're gonna like analyze these songs and like we're gonna all like put in our input, blah blah. And he was like, what's your podcast about? And I was like, yeah, like it's not really like that. Like it's kind of just more like free, you know? Like it's kind of just like
he has
we
a
just
fucking
talk.
content folder like built out every week, and us
like,
we're just like, what are we talking about today?
Literally. I was like, sometimes we talk about like politics, sometimes we talk about like whatever happened that day, like, you know, it's really all over the place. And he's like, oh, like Joe Rogan. And I was like, no.
That's the last thing I want to be compared to. Dude, fucking Joe Rogan.
Two people have told me that recently, like, oh, it's like Joe Rogan. And I was like,
first of all, Joe,
I feel like that's like one of the most popular things.
Yeah, but I don't want to be compared to him. Here we are talking about how we have nothing under control, no sound, no theme, nothing, but the fucking thing died again. It's okay.
Oh, that?
Yeah. It's just funny.
Oh, we only have 7 minutes more, I think, because of the memory chip.
Okay. Should we keep talking?
Maybe.
Honestly, like, I drank this one cider and I feel it.
Me last night after 2 ciders.
2 ciders hit. Like,
okay, but this is what I was going to say from the beginning.
What?
Like, I told, he was like, what kind of drinks do you drink? And then I said ciders, and then he got them, but then, like, the burps. You know, it's so hard. Like, I don't recommend it, especially when you're high.
Are you good at holding your burps in? I don't think so.
No, not that well, but I told him, like, oh, I'm sorry, like, sometimes he used to make me burp.
I guess it's kind of good that you're introducing yourself in that way in the first date, you know?
Yeah, a lot was talked about.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know, dude.
Like, what else?
I don't really want to say on the podcast. When I'm nervous, I genuinely cannot stop talking.
Yeah. That's not a bad thing. Isn't that kind of a good thing on a first
but
date?
I like have word vomit. Honestly, like I just keep talking.
I can imagine the things that were said yesterday, and I understand why you would be a little concerned. But I also think that's who you are.
He's also like that, though.
It's kind of like it's a good way for a first date to go.
Yeah, I've also never met up with anybody on the internet.
Dude, yeah.
Besides one time.
You didn't say where you met him.
Oh, I met him on Hinge. It's my first time. That's why I was also nervous.
Is Hinge like hookup or like relationship?
Well, when we first messaged me, he said, like, oh, what are you on the app for?
Oh, my goodness.
You know? And then
what
I
did
said...
you say?
I just said, like, oh, I just moved to LA recently. Like, I'm trying to just, like, maybe meet someone new. It's kind of hard with COVID and everything right now.
You say sex.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to fuck. I don't know.
I feel like this is kind of meant to be.
We'll see.
We check back in, like, 6 months.
We check back next week. I haven't heard from him.
We check back next week. He's like, you're fucking...
It's okay if I don't hear from him. It's fine. Then he'll never see this podcast.
It doesn't matter if you hear back from him or not.
Yeah, he was cool.
Yeah, he was cool.
It was nice to hang out.
Now we had a fun story to tell on the podcast.
And I got sushi.
Well, if you do hear back from him, hopefully he checks our sound out for us.
Yeah, maybe he can be our fucking sound engineer.
Dude, we need a sound tech.
Yeah.
Should we take interns?
I'll take his photos and he'll do the sound for me.
I'm fucking down.
Dude, I'm down.
Okay.
All right,
we'll check back in next week and see if this guy watched the podcast.
And if I got fired from my job yet. Okay, let me... Can you get a little closer? Okay, I don't even know why I smiled. Peace out, y'all!
Why wouldn't you smile?
Because I don't smile.
What the fuck?